Oh, hello everyone. While Hannah Arendt did not comment specifically on the Nazi propaganda film The Eternal Jew, her extensive work on totalitarianism and anti-Semitism provides a clear framework for what her analysis would have been. She would have regarded the film as a transparent tool of Nazi ideology that exemplified the dangerous myths and thoughtlessness that paved the way for genocide. The film's use of anti-Semitic myths. Arendt's work, The Origins of Totalitarianism, dissected the specific lies and ideological justifications that fueled modern anti-Semitism. The documentary, The Eternal Jew, which came out in 1940, would be a perfect case study for her because it brings to life many of the myths she dismantled. She would likely focus on the film's fabricated history. The film portrays Jews as a parasitic nomadic people who have always lived in opposition to their host nations. Arendt would see this as a manufactured narrative designed to justify persecution, not an accurate portrayal of Jewish history or identity. She rejected the notion of an eternal anti-Semitism that makes persecution inevitable. Scapegoating. Arendt argued that totalitarianism required identifying objective enemies who could be blamed for all of society's ills. The Eternal Jew perfectly illustrates this by blaming Jews for Germany's economic struggles, moral decay, and political problems, presenting them as the universal scapegoat. Contradictory portrayal. Nazi propaganda often characterized Jews with contradictory traits, both powerful financiers manipulating the world from the shadows and impoverished, primitive vagrants. Arendt would recognize this as a tactical inconsistency designed to exploit the resentments of different social classes. The breakdown of thought and reality. Arendt would have viewed the Eternal Jew not merely as a lie, but as a crucial step in the totalitarian project of destroying a shared sense of reality. Erosion of common sense. By interweaving falsified facts with manipulated footage, the film systematically attacked common sense, which Arendt viewed as a pillar of a functional society. It forces the audience to abandon rational judgment and accept a fabricated ideological reality. Creation of an objective enemy. For Arendt, Nazi ideology turned a complex people into a single abstract biological threat. The film's lingering close-ups on Jewish faces, noses, and beards were meant to strip individuals of their humanity and establish an other who is not simply different, but an existential threat to be eliminated. Logicality of the ideology. Arendt observed that totalitarian regimes operate with a terroristic logicality based on their core ideologies. For her, the film was a tool of this logic. Once the premise of Jewish threat was accepted, the regime could execute its solution to the Jewish question with cold, bureaucratic efficiency. The film, in a sense, is an engine for the cruel logic that follows the perpetrators and banality of evil. Finally, Arendt's concept of banality of evil, developed during the Eichmann trial, would provide another lens for analyzing the film's impact. Complicity through thoughtlessness. Arendt would argue that the film was a crucial component in fostering the thoughtlessness that allows ordinary people to commit atrocities. By repeatedly exposing its audience to anti-Semitic tropes, the film desensitized them and normalized hatred, making it easier for people to go along with the violence and oppression that followed. The bureaucratization of evil. For the propagandists who created the film and the citizens who watched it without resistance, the film became an accepted, mundane part of the Nazi world. The creation and consumption of such materials were not the actions of demonic sadists, but of unremarkable people who simply went along with their roles within the system. In this way, Arendt would see the Eternal Jew as a perfect example how evil becomes banal. Thanks for listening. You could find the film The Eternal Jew on YouTube. And thank you for listening. Take care.